Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered. Shirou has ended up here at the Matou Mansion because he is looking for Sakura, who wants to take care of things herself, put things to an end in some sort of way, and take care of Zoken. I don't know how she really intends to do that because she left Ryder behind to hold Rin back from actually going after her. So, not sure she thought that one out, but she isn't necessarily in the right state of mind given the fact that the Holy Grail is basically eating her alive from within. And that's also where our shadow has come from. Really, I don't see there being a happy ending, like, whatsoever for our characters in this route, but we continue the grind. I'm not winded at all. I should be tired after running this morning, but my body feels completely fine. My finger stops before ringing the doorbell. Did someone enter or leave? The front door lies partly ajar, and the inside is terribly quiet. There's no sign of anyone here. The house is even more dreary than it was yesterday. I don't find anyone on the first floor. The only sound I hear is my echoing footsteps. I make my way upstairs, the floorboards creaking beneath me. The second floor is also empty. I gaze up at the sky through the skylight. I could sense that there was no one living here as soon as I went up the stairs. I stop myself before I go back downstairs. No one living. A sense of dread directs my attention to an open door. It's Sakura's room. I've seen it once before. I've never been inside. When Shinji showed me around before, Sakura pushed us outside, blushing furiously. I think that was 2 years ago? Nothing has changed. It's a girly room, barely decorated at all, which is like Sakura. There... Shinji, oh my god. He's just straight up dead? What? Shinji's dead body is sprawled on the bed? Wow. We didn't really get any closure for the guy in this one, it feels like. He's just straight up dead. See, in the first route... Okay, this'll maybe give us a little bit more closure for him, maybe, I don't know. But, no, in the Fate route, there was that very unfortunate situation with him basically getting killed in the war. It is what it is, you know, he was trying to run away, powerless as he really always was, and he got what was coming to him. It is what it is, I suppose. And in the last route, the Unlimited Blade Works, honestly, I want to say it handled him a whole lot better, though still kind of iffy. It showed us more of who Shinji really is, you know? He is so power hungry, and we continue to see that in this route. But we got some closure, you know? And we also get a better, you know, explanation for how things kind of gone down, you know, afterwards, you know, or he got to live, really. But Sakura being happy that she gets to basically, you know, the war is done, she gets to live her life as a sister and everything. We finally understand that a little bit more here. Okay, but let's see what's going on here. Enough rambling. The mask falls off the man who was her brother. His sticky plastic smile is gone without a trace. He screams at her as he closes in. The man glowers viciously at the girl, closing in with sluggish yet threatening steps. The girl twitches in fright. She realizes that he's approaching her with hatred and bloodlust.
そうだよな。お前はそうでなくっちゃ。そうだ。どんなに普通の人間を装っても変わらない。お前は魔頭の女だ。卑しい魔術師崩れ。恐れ、怯え、やがて感情をなくし、人形と変わらなくなる。
He roughly moves in. She retreats. A long-lost feeling of superiority brings a smile to the man's face. And that's why he fails to realize that the girl cowering in front of him isn't obedient like she's always been. The man is the only one who doesn't see that she's twisting away from him out of sheer revulsion and defiance.
なんだ、今日はずいぶん元気じゃないか。そうかそうかそうか、そりゃあいい。エミヤも今頃落ち込んでるだろうな。
ダメ、やめて、近寄らないで、兄さん。
The girl does everything she can to push the threatening man away.
は？
He stops. His extended hand slightly dips, and he stares down at the girl as if encountering something alien.
なんて言った？今お前なんて言った？
His voice is shocked. The girl gulps and works up the courage to look him in the eyes.
近寄らないでと言ったんです。私はこれ以上兄さんの言いなりにはならない。先輩はこんな私でも受け入れてくれた。私を守るって言ってくれた。私は兄さんのおもちゃじゃない。私はもう。
The girl desperately tries to squirm out from under the man's oppressive shadow. His voice is hollow. He stares down at the cowering girl.
ふざけんな、ふざけるな、ふざけるな、ふざけるな、この
His temper explodes.
エミヤだと？僕の言いなりにはならない？勘違いするな。何様のつもりだお前。決めるのはいつでも兄である僕だ。お前は今まで通りただ黙って従えばいいんだよ。
The dam on his anger has broken, and there's no stopping it. His mind can't take the shock of being defied by someone who's never turned on him before.
訂正しろよ、さくら。お前は僕のものだ。他の誰のものでもない。身の程をわきまえろ。お前はマトウの女だ。ならお前には僕に逆らう権利なんてこれっぽっちもないんだよ。
He doesn't know how to stop his anger. The girl glares at him reproachfully with determination in her eyes. He finds her gaze maddening. He doesn't like being stared at so directly. At the same time, he laughs at her powerless resistance. He laughs. He laughs. The brother cackles in delight. And that's when she realizes deep down what he's thinking. No matter what, he seems determined to ruin my life just to ridicule me. She whimpers. Why is he always like this? She's put up with so much for so long. She's lied to other people and even herself, trying to convince herself that she could still be happy someday. She thought that she was happy just being at Senpai's house. And yet, why can't he even let her have that? No, he isn't the only one. She's always thought, always resented. Why? Why? Why does the world around me hate me so much? She can't put any strength into her limbs. She doesn't feel like resisting, and the man who calls himself her brother leers down at her. The girl absently stares up at the man, making a smug, sinister expression.
こんな人いなければいいのに。
11 years. She thinks something she's never thought before in all that time. And goodbye, Shinji. Oh, wow. Well, we actually get to see something pretty gruesome with Shinji this time, instead of the game censoring or totally just removing it from this variation of the game. I'm kind of stunned. Something whips through the air. The man who had been bearing down on her limps over. There's a shower of fresh blood. The girl rises and looks wordlessly at the man. He died instantly. Something incredibly sharp hit him in the head. There's some kind of line leading into his cranium. Marked by flowing red liquid, the line reached his brain, but it's so thin that nothing leaks from the wound. Was this assassin's doing? It has to be, right? Also, I I don't like how she was how do I word this? The state that she's in, you know? They're here, she's here on her bed, and what was Shinji going to do other than violence, you know? I've always worried about that. Am I totally out of place for worrying about there being the potential of Shinji doing something even more, you know, horrible to his sister? I hope not. I don't know how the original was. If anybody wants to tell me, by all means. She feels nothing as she looks down at it. The shadow that killed her brother is swaying. It's swaying as the gray sunlight illuminates it. It's hers. Her own sunlit shadow smoothly rises, quivering and swaying. Oh, so the shadow killed him. That's why she's the one who did it. She killed her own brother. She understands this, but she feels nothing. She feels nothing. 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 Not hatred, nor fear, nor guilt, nor regret. The only thought in her empty mind is how easy it was. This feels familiar. It isn't the first time. She's dreamed about it plenty of times. Maybe she learned by example because she saw it in her dreams. In her dreams. She's not sure, but she should have done this sooner. If it wasn't going to feel like anything, then she should have done this a lot sooner. That's right, she thinks. Oh no. Her supposedly absent emotions whisper that it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun? Not it is fun, but it was fun. When? Where? What? Oh, it's all coming back to her. Dream. In a dream. Oh, right. I'm not dreaming. Yeah, that dream. It isn't a dream. The person that goes out every night and kills all the men who approach her is none other than herself. She killed a lot of them. So many. I did it. I killed them all while laughing. It's hilarious. If she doesn't laugh, she'll break. She can't take this unless she laughs. But the more she laughs, the more she falls apart, and her tears won't stop, and nothing starts to matter anymore. Oh boy, guys. I actually think this is the moment we've been waiting for. The moment Sakura goes bonkers. It's so funny that it makes her stomach hurt. The more she laughs, the stupider she gets. But it feels so good, and it comes out so easily. Ah, how silly, how absurd, how foolish she is. Her smile twitches. Sweet twinkling shuckles escape her lips in place of her now motionless brother. And then, after playing with her brother's body for a while, moving it around like a child playing house, she finally gets up from her bed. She stands in front of the mirror looking at her blood-stained figure. The shadow that's killed so many is standing behind her. Her shadow. Her dark self that's eaten dozens of people. She tried so hard to control herself so that this wouldn't happen. Someone stayed by her side so that this wouldn't happen. She laughed scornfully. There had never been any point to it from the beginning. Yeah, a little bit. She twirls in front of the mirror. A proud smile adorns her lips. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's always been a little bit of yandere in her too. She says in the same tone one might ask, or use to ask for a dance. The girl's mind ended there. It was replaced, to be precise. Her subconscious, which she had always kept a lid on, simply emerged. There's someone else that she's speaking to as well, behind the girl. In the deep darkness, he reveals only his presence.
多くの人間を殺したな、桜。
Hello, Zoken. The girl doesn't answer. She doesn't even need to nod.
お前はもはや人として生きられん。
She doesn't answer. That isn't worth responding to either.
さあ、その影を受け入れるがいい。お前を止められる者はおらん。アインツベルンの娘を奪い聖杯を手に入れよ。
はい。仰せのままに、おじいさま。
So he is still in control to an extent. She nods quietly. Does she anticipate the work to come? Or does she merely want to flee from him? She doesn't know her own heart anymore. All she knows is that the moment she accepted her shadow, all the pain that she'd ever felt vanished like a dream. It creeps up her body, starting with her feet. The black mud coats her skin. The pain becomes fire, and it burns her skin. Like a curse, her pale skin turns into something else.
これなら。
She won't lose to anyone ever again. No one can stop her. She knows for a fact that she's the strongest fighter in this war. She'll defeat everyone who's threatened her, just as she always imagined. She trembles. The thought alone fills her with unexpected joy. In the midst of her rapture, one name repeatedly comes to mind. Oh boy, I wonder whose name is coming to her mind here. Oh, okay, never mind. Rin Tosaka, the family member she loves and respects the most. Why is that name coming to her mind? I would have thought that she was thinking of Shirou, but I've got a bad feeling now, because if that's the name that's coming to her mind, then I think Rin might be in some trouble. Shinji's corpse is on the bed. That's all. What happened here? It shouldn't be possible to glean what happened, but
Sakura.
I know she killed him. I can't think straight. Shinji's body, Sakura's whereabouts. It hasn't even been half a day since I held Sakura last night, so how? Why?
Oh yeah, 誰かと思えば。
The fuck do you want, man? We're having a moment here.
よく来たと言いたいところだが、少しばかり遅かったようじゃな。
Our priorities were a little, you know, elsewhere. I whirl around at the sudden voice. Nobody's behind me. I know that there isn't anyone in this mansion. This is just Zoken's voice transmitted from somewhere else.
そうけん。お前、桜に何をした？
何もしておらぬ。見ての通り、不肖の孫が妹から返り討ちにあっただけよ。別段騒ぎ立てるほどのことでもない。だが、不肖の孫と呼ぶのもこれ限りじゃな。使えの男であったが、最後にはきっちりと役目を果たしてくれた。
I mean, it is pretty morbid, but yeah, Shinji was the one that pushed her over the edge. He chuckles. I can't see the old mage, but it's clear that he's enjoying this.
シンジの役目？
おうよ。桜をその気にさせるのはわしではできん。わしはちとあれに嫌われすぎてしまったからな。お主か信じどちらかにあれの席を壊してもらわねばならなかった。桜が自らの影を受け入れるにはこの世に絶望してもらわねばならなかったからの。いやはやこれはわしの過ちじゃ。あれの精神力を甘く見ておった。簡単に決壊すると思ったが、よもやあれがあそこまで我慢強く育つとは思わなんだ。
My nerves condense. Before I can even comprehend his rambling, my right hand balls into a fist and I instantly open my magic circuit.
いや、欲を言えば、お主の手で桜を裏切って欲しかったのだぞ。それならば、あのように半端な覚醒ではとどまらず、心身ともに影そのものに変わり果てたであろう。だがまあ、それも時間の問題よな。シンジの死をもってあれはようやく自分の立場を受け入れた。あとは見ているだけでよい。あれは本能の赴くままに人を襲い、その暴食ゆえに自滅する。 わしの仕事はその後という。
Okay. I punch him. I punch the voice in the darkness, where there should only be a wall with all my might. My punch unconsciously powered by all the magical energy I could ram into it, blast through the wall, sweeping away the darkness, staining the room.
おほほほ、これは怖い。監視役にと残した虫どもが軒並み潰れおったわ。これではすぐに声すら届かなくなるな。
うるせえ、出てこい雑巾。ここで八つ咲きにしてやる。
いやいや、残念だがそういうわけにもいかぬ。マキリ500年の祝願にようやく手が届いたのだ。ここでお主に殺されるわけにもいかぬし、お主を仕留めるほど恩知らずでもないのでな。
Oh, how gracious of you.
恩知らずだと。ふざけるな。誰がお前に尻尾を振った？
振ったとも。お主はあそこまで桜を育ててくれたではないか。あの娘に他者を欲するという感情を教え込んだのは他ならぬお主よ。そう、わしは感謝しておるよ、エミヤ四郎。こたびの儀はお主がいてこその成功だった。故に殺しはせん。お主には見事成長したあれの姿を見てもらわねばならんからの。
雑巾。
So because Sakura was treated more human than ever, that allowed her to fall apart here at the end.
もはや誰にも止められん。兄を殺したあれは立ち止まることなどできん。アインツベルンの聖杯、あの小娘が取り込んだアーチャーの魂を取り込み、門に至る鍵を奪う。させれば罪だ。我がマキリの悲願、第三法の再現がついに果たされるのみよ。
The third magic? His laugh is grating. Oh wow. We actually have a choice here. This one actually seems kind of tough. I don't even know why I'm saving it. We can come back here, I'm pretty sure. But just in case, you know. Who knows what could happen. Okay. So we can either rush home or I can't forgive Zoken. The thing is that if we rush home, yeah, we're trying to get in front of Sakura and prevent her from doing whatever it is she's going to be trying to do here, which I would say is killing her sister and taking Ilya. And by taking, I mean killing her as well. I don't know what I Can't Forgive Zoken would lead us to. Like, are we just going to sit here and, like, be pissed off? Or are we going to go and try and track him down? Let's try and rush home. Let's see what that gets us here. Wait. They're going to take the Einsburn Grail. I run. I don't care about Zoken's cackling. He's just watching me from a safe location anyway. No, never mind that old bastard's rambling.
そうだ、急がよいエミヤシロ。すでに桜は国家しておる。イリアスフィールを捕らえれば容赦なく飲み下すぞ。
Truthfully, there's probably nothing we can do in this, like, really, in either direction. Like I said, I don't think a happy ending awaits us here. I run as fast as I can. I don't care if my legs give out.
Ilya, push it.
It takes 20 minutes to get home from the mansion at a full sprint. I run back to Ilya as fast as I can, glaring up at the overcast sky. God damn, we're getting a lot of running in. Good thing Shirou's got that crazy stamina. Okay, we're getting an interlude here, so I want to say that means that we're on the right track, but I've been sort of betrayed by these interludes before. Or lack thereof. The girl looks up at the sky. The gray sunlight clouds her hair, and her red eyes are steeped in shadow.
そうね。シローが帰ってきたら言わなくっちゃ。
Tell him what? Ilias Vale talks out loud to no one in particular. The Emiya house is quiet. Shirou and Rin both went looking for Sakura. Ryder doesn't show herself as usual, so Ilya is all by herself.
天の杯。200年前に作られた一番初めの約束の土地。 この感じじゃもう起動が始まってる。
This is the Fifth Holy Grail War to take place in the town of Fuyuki. The Holy Grail descends on a different location each time, but this time it's returned to where it began. It's only natural. They use the 4 gates in this land, and each time it fails, they pick a new one. The first was Ryudo Temple. The second was the Tosaka House. The third was the church on the hill. The fourth was that burned field. And this time it will return to the land it first appeared in. To the land where it all started. Yes, we get it, the temple. To the false utopia where they first enacted this ritual called the Holy Grail War.
精霊の魂で満ち足りた聖杯。それをもって門を開くのが彼らが目指した奇跡だけど、まさか開けてもいないのに中に住んでしまうものが出るなんて。
She finds it rather comical. With things as they are, the Ainsburns' wish will be for naught. They failed. Whatever happens next, whatever will soon be born, will be a catastrophe far removed from what they desired.
放っておけばいい。私の役目は開けることだもの。閉じろなんてこと、誰も私に言わなかった。
Even if she was willing to try, it's too late now. Sakura now surpasses her as a Holy Grail. The Ainsburn Grail cannot interfere with the gate that the Makiri Grail has opened. Zoken Mato meant to open the same thing, but he opens something different. Only Ilya understands this, along with the other girl turned into a Holy Grail, Sakura.
間に合うかな、シロ。シロが間に合うなら一緒にどこか遠くに逃げてもいいけど。
She peers up at the sky absently. The girl has been having doubts. She's having trouble choosing between her duty and the newfound desires in her.
でもね、シロ。どっちにしたって死んじゃうことに変わりはないんだよ。
He's also a bit on his deathbed as well. The outcome won't change. Only death awaits her, whether she faces the gate as a Holy Grail or runs away. And that's why she keeps asking herself what she really wants, as she looks up at the gray expanse. And that's why she doesn't notice. A shadow creeps through the entrance to the house saying, "I'm home." Did it infiltrate the bounded field around the home? Or did the barrier fail to identify her as an intruder? Slowly, she moves from the living room to the backyard without making a sound and reaches for the girl's shoulder. Oh.
ずいぶん遅いお帰りね、さくら。今までどこに行ってたの？姉さん。
The intruder, Sakura Mato, freezes. She looks away from Ilya, who's right in front of her, and at Rin Tosaka waiting in the yard.
イリアから離れなさい。それ以上近づいたら容赦なく撃ち抜くわ。
Everyone here knows that it isn't an idle threat.
無駄なことなのに。あ、それでリンの気が済むならいいけど。
Ilya's Veil walks out, not looking surprised in the least. She goes to the edge of the yard as if to spectate the face-off between Sakura and Rin.
そう。初めからここで待っていたんですね、姉さん。私がイリアちゃんを誘いに来ると読んでたんだ。まあね。私にはシロウと違ってあんたを助ける理由がないもの。いよいよとなったらイリアをさらいに来るのは明白でしょ。そうでなくても一度前科があるんだから、イリアを見張るのは当然よ。
The way she says Shirou makes Sakura twitch. She doesn't like it. The open loathing on her face would be utterly alien to anyone who knew her before.
ひどいな。姉さんはいつもそう。そうやって決めつけて私をバカにするんです。本当に嫌な人。ねえ姉さん、私そんなに悪い子ですか？
Her voice contains no emotion. Rin takes the question in stride.
当たり前じゃない。この家を出た時点で救いきれない大バカよ。あんたは麻藤さくらを守りたがってたやつを最後まで信じてやらなかったんだから。
She snaps back at Sakura. Sakura drops her gaze. The truth of the remark seems to make her genuinely realize her error.
それが最良だと思ったなんて言わないで。私たちは外に出るなって言ったのよ。それに異論があったならまず相談しろっていうのよ。
I have to agree with Rin here. They were doing everything in their best interest for her.
なのにあんたは黙って出て行った。一人きりで今までと全く同じ失敗を繰り返した。
And now her brother is dead.
本当に呆れたわ。そんなことも守れないから他人にいいようにつけ込まれるのよ、あんたは。そうですね。確かに今まではそうでした。
And that's how it still is.
けど姉さん、私もう弱くなんてありません。これからは姉さんが家にこもっていてください。
Oh, goddamn. An ominous shadow spills out in concert with her icy gaze. Expecting this, Rin takes a slight step back. She doesn't realize that her moment of weakness is the last push Sakura needs.
どうしたんですか姉さん。そんな風に背中を丸めてるとまるで私に怯えているように見えますよ。
Well, yeah. Rin clicks her tongue, realizing her mistake, but it is too late. No, she was never ready to begin with. From the moment Sakura reached for Emiya, it was already over.
そう、もう部屋でおとなしくしている気はないってこと？ええ、姉さんの言うことなんてもう聞きません。だって私の方が強いもの。
Oh, goddamn. Shadows leap. Innumerable jet black streams rush out from Sakura's feet and cover the yard. And from within that thick, inky black,
さくら、あんた。
there she is, yep. A knight wielding a dark, tainted sword emerges.
セイバー、聖杯を捕まえて。抵抗するようなら多少の乱暴は構わないから。
The dark saber obeys without a word. I'm sure the new servant data here is the fact that... Let's see here. Yep, Sakura is the master in this case. But of course, you know, there's no longer any doubt. It's clear what the shadow is now. And the fate of any servant it devours is in plain sight before them. Rin bites her lip. But then... something shadowy, far surpassing Rin's magical energy, lashes out at her in a merciless lethal shot. She hits the ground rolling. The shadow that was shot out is on the same level as that black shadow. If she touches it, she's finished. Even the slightest graze will cause it to stick to Rin's skin and engulf her in the blink of an eye. And once that happens, if she's swallowed by the shadow that not even servants can escape from, then Rin, a bundle of magic circuits, would be absorbed entirely without being able to resist at all. Oh man, this is fun. The tentacles shoot out at her in rapid succession. Rin realizes that this isn't coming from the shadow, but from Sakura's own magecraft. The Mato's magecraft specializes in binding others, but originally Sakura was a Tosaka, a shadow wielder aligned with imaginary numbers. She can manifest the shadow to this extent because of her two alignments. They catch up to Rin easily. The difference in their magical energy is overwhelming. Right now, Sakura's magical energy is limitless. Her capacity is 100 million units. From the perspective of Rin's 300 units, Sakura is a monster with a bottomless reserve. She controls Saber, who boasts the highest magical energy among the servants and can freely use the shadow. It isn't clear if even a servant could overcome this extraordinary mage.
まず 魔術自体は単純だけど、とにかく量が違いすぎる。
Rin watches the transformed Sakura, her shoulders heaving with exertion. She has no chance of victory and no way out. It would be a different story if she had a power source on par with Sakura, the Holy Grail itself, but she doesn't.
と言っても、魔力の供給源としちゃ、この世界で聖杯と同レベルのものなんてないんだけど。
She sighs and drowns her anxiety with grumbling.
ダメですよ、姉さん。そんなところで立ち止まったら危ないじゃないですか。
Sakura doesn't hesitate to aim her palm at Rin. She has no mercy. Her lips curl into an arrogant sneer.
さあ、もっと遊びましょう、姉さん。最後には捕まってしまうでしょうけど、それまで可愛く逃げてくださいね。
Hey, you know, if it wastes time, why not? She smiles at her beloved sister. I mean, that just gives Shirou more of an opportunity to get here. Rin knows this will end the way Sakura says. There's no escaping the shadow. If Sakura felt like it, she can engulf this entire lot, not just the yard. Rin's completely helpless against Sakura, who expands the shadow little by little. The shadow wraps around Rin. The gel-like mud binds her body, squeezes her tight, and infiltrates her magic circuits like a blood-borne parasite.
なんだ、そこまでですか?
Sakura gleefully looks down at her captured sister. Her breathing is ragged, and her cheeks are flushed. The sight of her sister smeared with thick oil excites Sakura, even though she's female. Yeah, that was a weird one there. The mud doesn't cover her face, as if to let Sakura enjoy her suffering. Rin glares at Sakura, enduring the humiliation. But it only lasts for a few seconds. The mud working its way through her body oozes its way into her organs. No way they're gonna kill Rin here. There's no way.
それじゃあいただきますね。これ、楽しみだったんです。魔術師から魔力を食べるのは初めてだから。
The gel-like shadows bind Rin tightly. The meal doesn't even last a few seconds.
おいしい。満腹には程遠いけど、少しは足しになりました。
Rin's remaining magical energy disappears. It's over. Slumped over and struggling to breathe, Rin doesn't have the strength to resist. She has no way to resist, but...
それだけじゃダメだ。ここで殺しておかないと。次は...
She'll lose to her sister again. She doesn't have anything to base this hunch on. Rin has no way of overcoming this power gap. But somehow, Sakura is sure that the next time they fight, Rin will kill her for sure. So she needs to finish her off here. It would be too easy to simply neutralize her by taking her energy. She needs to end her here because Rin Tosuka would do the same. That's what Sakura tells herself as she spreads her trembling hand. The shadow doesn't spread. With shaking shoulders, she looks at her weakened sister and... Sakura! Here he is. The last person she wanted to meet finally catches up to her. The man of the hour is finally back. But what is it that he can do here? We're a little bit in a rough situation, one may say. Clearly something is happening in the backyard. So much of the nauseating, spiteful vortex of energy is leaking out that I can even touch it. You don't need to be a mage to know that something's wrong. I thought I was ready, but I'm dumbstruck by what I find. Tosuka's covered in the shadow that looks like coal tar. Ilya is watching from the edge of the yard, and Saber is standing in front of her. And in the very middle, Sakura has a hand thrust out at Tosuka.
Sakura!
I dash into the yard. I can't neglect any of them, but right now, Tosuka's in the most danger. She looks deathly pale beneath the coal tar, and her life will be in danger unless she gets help right away.
Tosuka! Oh, しっかりしろ、バカ!
I lift her up, but she doesn't respond.
待ってろ、すぐ剥がしてやる。
I tear at the mud covering her, but despite being a liquid, the mud behaves like elastic rubber. I can't get a decent handhold on it, and it bounces back as soon as I tear it off.
なんだこれ、遠坂には触れるのに、どうして?
I can't tear the mud off no matter how hard I try. In the chaos and confusion, I keep trying to pull the mud off Tosuka. And then...
無駄ですよ、先輩。私の影は私しか解除できない。先輩程度の技量じゃ逆に取り込まれてしまいます。
Sakura.
Sakura speaks in a cold voice I don't know.
Sakura, その顔。
My scattered mind grinds to a halt. Sakura's neck. Something that looks like a tattoo is spreading over it. It doesn't look like it at all, but that's a command spell. It's similar to actually what we saw out of Emiya before. Sakura's body is writhing with command spells I don't understand.
驚いたな。よっぽど急いできたんだ、先輩。けど、やっぱり慌ててるんですね。兄さんがどうなったのか見てきたのに、私を叱らないんだもの。
それはいい。シンジのことは今は話さなくていい。さくらが落ち着いてからちゃんと話を聞く。
That's right. I need to talk to Sakura now. Zoken said all kinds of stuff. Excuse me. Zoken said all kinds of stuff, but he was lying. Almost bit my tongue. Sakura is still Sakura. So if we can just talk, she'll go back to...
いいえ。私はそんな話はしたくないし、先輩とも話したくない。先輩も姉さんも兄さんも町の人たちも、もう私に口を出すことなんてできないんだから。
My hair stands on end. This is worse than any chill. A sharp spike of extreme cold runs from my medulla down to down to the bottom of my spine, excuse me, like a knife opening up my back.
それより先輩、なんで姉さんをかばうんですか?
For an instant, my vision goes blank. A shadow rises behind Sakura. The chill running down my back crystallizes into ice-cold terror, encasing my entire body. That's Sakura. When people told me that she's the shadow, I was able to bear it. But I can't deny what I just saw. It's always been Sakura. All it took was a touch to melt my left arm. That emotionless killing machine slaughtering people all over town was Sakura. My throat feels tight. My eyeballs spasm and the world seems to warp and twist around me. Every cell in my body screams in warning, and I desperately try to snap myself out of my frozen terror. But I can't. Sakura's presence is no longer human, no longer Sakura. I haven't been swallowed by this titanic magical energy yet. There's only one reason I can't move. Sakura's boundless bloodlust is directed at me.
そう、いつもそうでした。私を守ってくれるって言ったのに、先輩は私だけを見てくれなかった。でもいいんです。そういう人だから、私、先輩が欲しかった。
Yo. My vision warps. My mind is crumbling as I hear the words of this Sakura I don't know. It creaks in denial. It protests that this isn't Sakura. Forbidden thoughts bury themselves in my mind.
先輩、私といると苦しいでしょう。先輩にとって私がどれだけ重荷なのかよくわかっています。 だから私先輩の前から消えないといけなかった。
Shadows dance. The ground of the backyard reminds me of a shadow puppet stage.
けどできないんです。私にとって嬉しいことはそれに先輩だって私からは離れられない。先輩はこれ以上自分を裏切ることができないから。だから殺してあげます。
Yeah, I don't think that's how that's supposed to
そうすれば
work.
ずっとそばにいてくれるし。
I don't think that's how that's supposed to work whatsoever.
先輩はもう苦しまなくていいでしょう。
The shadows reach for me. They swell into a wave bent on swallowing both me and Tosaka. In my battered mental state, I shove Tosaka away. Well, hello, sweet death. The black wave descends on me. I don't even try to evade it. I was terrified. In the mere instant, I thought that this Sakura isn't Sakura anymore. The realization stopped me from moving my body. I know this. I've bathed in this darkness before. It'll shatter me. I couldn't withstand it for even 1 second last time. If it covers me while my mind is still blank, my mind will disappear before my body. My body withers. My body temperature drops to 0 in an instant. It's more suffocating and scary than I expected, so I move my body to try and get out. But I can't jump. There's no ground to push off of. I'm going to stay alive? Maybe? I come to my senses in the backyard. Purple hair fills my field of view.
ライダー、あなた。
これはあなたの命令です。
It was.
さくら。何があっても、エミやシロウを守れと。
Yeah, that's right. Her final command spell.
参った。
Ryder rescued me from the black wave.
動かないように。その体で立ち上がれば、意識が途絶えます。
I'm not even thinking about that. On my hands and knees, the act of breathing threatens to knock me out.
そう。私に逆らうのね、ライダー。なら、あなたも取り込みます。予定外のものを取ったから、これ以上サーバントはいらないのだけど。
Was it Gilgamesh? It probably
あなたは
was.
特別にセーバーと同じにしてあげる。
Shadows rise. Sakura shrouds the entire yard in darkness. She isn't holding back anymore after Ryder's betrayal. The area around us is already covered in black. Ryder makes no sign of running. She just watches the creeping shadows approach, like a criminal awaiting execution.
そこまでよ。余計なことはしない方がいいわ、さくら。あなた、これ以上取り込むと戻れなくなるから。
エリア。
The shadow's encroachment pauses.
それはどういう意味ですか？イリアスフィール。言葉通りの意味よ。ライダーを取り込んでも、シローを殺しても、リンを再起不能にしても、今のサクラには意味がないってこと。
What is she doing? Ilya is walking towards Sakura.
サクラは私が目的なんでしょ？なら早く済ませましょう。おとなしく一緒に行ってあげるから。正気ですか？私が欲しいのはあなたの心臓だけ。私と来るということは。そんなの分かってるわ。けどどっちにしたって殺されるんだし、抵抗しても無駄でしょ。
Ilya is calm. It's vexing. I muster my body and every shred of my frayed mind to try and understand what Ilya is saying, but I can't.
じゃあ自ら生贄になるというの？イリアスフィール。 ええ、それが私の役割だもの。けど清掃はここにはないの。さくらが後継者として門を開きたいなら私の城まで取りに行かないと。
She needs to have a specific dress for this?
それにさくらは決着をつけることにしたんでしょ。ならシロを殺す必要はないじゃない。誰も殺したくないから受け入れたのに、今はもうみんなを殺したくて仕方がないなんて矛盾してるわよ、さくら。
Hey, look, we can see better. The shadows recede. Even the mud covering Tosaka fades away as if it was never there.
いいでしょう。自分で探す手間が省けますから。どんな思惑かは知らないけど、あなたの口車に乗ってあげます。
Her long hair sways. Sakura turns her back on us as if she's completely lost interest in me and Ryder. She starts to leave.
さくら。
Still on my knees, I call out to her.
もう私の前に来ないでください。先輩を前にしたら私先輩を殺すしかない。
Well, not sure what to say to that one. Sakura grows distant. I can't follow her or call out to her.
さくらの言う通りよ。シローの出番はこれで終わり。後の始末は私の役目だもん。さくらは私が連れて行くから、シローはもう休んでいいよ。
In a way, the war is now over with this. The Holy Grail will be created, and that is it. Or I guess more like summoned. I can't even help Ilya.
じゃあね。今まで楽しかったよ、お兄ちゃん。
I hear her bid me a sad farewell. Finally, I unfreeze, my uncontrollable shaking in front of the shadow, and my guilt for thinking Sakura was someone else finally stop. It's infuriating. I was so pathetic that I couldn't even take Sakura's hand. And that's not all. At the very end, I let Ilya make such a face when she called me her big brother. I run. I chase after them with reckless abandon, pushing through the nausea, the chill, and my soup-like brain. Oh. Honestly, kind of forgot that she was here. A black-armored servant stands in my way. She's been silent this entire time, and now she overwhelms me with her grim presence, sword pointed at me.
解いてくれ、セイバー。あのまま二人を生かせるわけにはいかない。
それはこちらのセリフだ。このままあなたに追わせることはできない。それに、仮に私が退いたところで、今のあなたに何ができる？
I don't know. Cry?
これは最後の忠告だ。どのような形であろうと、さくらは聖杯を手に入れる。それだけがさくらを解放する手段だ。その結果が彼女の死であったとしても、それで麻藤さくらは救われる。
A little contradictory there, but
さ
whatever.
くらを助けたいのなら手を引け。だが、それでも追ってくるというのなら、その時こそ。
The dark saber disappears. Sakura and Ilya are gone. They vanish from sight as if sinking into her shadow. I run out of the will to move my body. My arms and legs go limp like a puppet with its strings cut. I can't stay conscious. Is it just my vision that's going dark? The sight of Sakura being swallowed by the shadow is burned into my mind like an indictment. Indictment? I don't know how you pronounce that word. But alright, I guess that's day number 14 right there. Yeehaw, gamers. Yeehaw. And now we go into day 15. Oh boy, oh boy. Hey, look, Valentine's Day. What'd you guys get me? Come on. You can tell me. Oh, nothing? All right. Well, on that note, I guess we can, hey, yo, a final choice. I'm not ready for that shit. Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up there. Really fun episode, actually. Really good one here. I really enjoyed this one as we get back into the swing of things. I don't know, after like multiple days of like setup basically for, you know, Sakura finally snapping, it was worth it, but goddamn did that take time. But here we are, baby. Here we are. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.